in front of family. You can't mess up.
I think it's just because you know how you like in school and you get up and start reading it. Get out there. We're on Ruth 1.
What is that next? I'm just.
I know I need to learn my books real bad.
Right after Judges. Ruth 1:1.
Yep. Everybody there?
Yep, I'm there.
I don't.
Slowpoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say old man here.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth.
That's the smallest book in the Bible.
I'm gonna read it from the NIV.
Pretty close.
Naomi loses her husband and sons. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country named Moab. A man, now if I pronounce it wrong.
It's
correct.
okay.
Okay.
John does all the
The
time.
man name was Elimelech, his wife named Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Callon. They were Ephraimites. Is that Ephraimites? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
From Bethlehem, Judah, and they went to Moab and lived there. Now Elimelech and Naomi's husband died, and she was left with 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Oprah and the other Ruth. After they had lived about 10 years, both Mahlon and Callon also died, and Naomi was left without her 2 sons and her husband. Naomi and Ruth returned to Bethlehem. When Naomi heard in Moab that the Lord had the aid of his people provided food for them, she and her daughters-in-law prepared to return home from there. With her 2 daughter-in-law, she left the place where she had been living and set out on the road that would take them back to the land of Judah. Then Naomi said to her 2 daughter-in-laws, "Go back, each of you, to your mother's home. May the Lord show you kindness as you shown kindness to the dead husbands and to me. May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband." Then she kissed them goodbye, and they wept out loud and said to her, "We will go back with you to your people." But Naomi said, "Return home, my daughters. Why would you come with me? And am I going to have any more sons? Would you come would you become your husbands? Return home with my daughters, and I am too old to have another husband. Even if I thought there would be still hope for me, even if I had a husband tonight, and then gave birth to sons, would you wait till they grew up? Would you remain unmarried for them? No, my daughters. It is more bitter for me than you, because the Lord's hand has returned against me." As they wept aloud again, then Oprah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, and Ruth clung to her. "Look at Naomi, your sister-in-law is going back to her people and her gods. Go back with her." But Ruth replied, "Don't urge me to leave you or turn back from you. You go and I will, and where you stay, I'll stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if even the death separates you and me." When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped urging her. 2 of the women went until they came to Bethlehem. When they arrived at Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them. And the woman exclaimed, "Can this be Naomi?" "Don't call me Naomi," she told them. "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter." I'll stop right there for now. Have y'all thought how many times, have we well, I know myself thinking, saying to God the very same thing, Lord's hand has turned against me. Have y'all thought about that?
All the time.
I have to. How often do we question ourselves, is he really for us or against us? I mean, I've thought that, you know.
Lord, the last couple months, like where I've dealt with all this stuff with my face and my skin, I have really thought, I'm trying to do the best I can, I'm trying to live right, why is this coming, why don't he just heal me?
Right.
And, I mean, it's a hard question to answer, you know, you don't understand.
But like I said, that's what draws you close to God. I mean, would you have prayed that much if that stuff wasn't going against you?
Lord, no. Lord, no.
So that's why it's coming against
But
you.
I try, even though now that I'm trying to get on the path of healing, I'm continuing to pray that much.
Right. And I said, why do we question God or second guess him? I know I have. When something's bad happened to me or my children or family, I tend to hear the wrong voice by not staying in the word and listening to the lying spirit instead of meditating on God's word or praying or even focusing on anything positive. It is all about me, you know. Even I didn't realize it at the time, but self-pity, I second guess, well, if I don't think God's truly there for me, then who really is? When I think he turns his back on me, when really I turn my back on him.
A lot of times it be self-pity, self-will, you know, I always self-will thing, cause I always thought I was doing the right thing, you know what I mean? God didn't lead me, and I don't want no God on top of me, and, you know, I don't even want no parents, and, you know, that's just crazy, but, you know what I mean? All the time I needed, you know what I mean? God was always there with me, you know what I mean? He's pretty much the one that's been guiding me through all this, you know what I mean? Regardless, the bad, the good, you know what I mean? Like I said all the time, we really call this when something bad. You know what I mean? We don't call on when things is going fine, we never even think about God.
And that's one thing I've had to realize is you continue to pray and call that much even once.
Yeah, that's
things
why
are
you got
good.
to stay and right with him at all times. You know what I mean? I'm talking especially when things are going good. Because you know it's a storm coming somewhere. It's a storm gonna come and hit you sooner or later, you know what I mean? But like I said, I don't really think about it when things are going fine, and I always think that I'm doing it though, you know what I mean? And that's the part I'm trying to, you know.
And ain't that something
get
like
out
when
of.
God says, about what I told you this morning about the storm? That
He's always gonna take
Yeah,
it.
that he what, how's that say? That he don't, protect us from the storm, but he
Goes through it with
goes
us.
through it,
A lot of times we think he's turned our backs because it's not what we think we should be doing or what we think we should be going through. And
then it's our relationship too, you know what I mean? I'm talking about we gotta have a, you know what I mean? And that's where I'm dealing with the Holy Spirit. I'm trying to build this relationship with him, you know what I mean? That I do hear his voice all the time. I'm talking about I hear it all the time anyway. Anytime I'm getting ready to tell something bad, whoop, there it goes, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, you know what I mean, I won't turn away from it. Sometimes like I said, I gotta touch that stuff and see if it's hot anyway, you know what I mean? And the thing is red hot, you know what I mean? But you're gonna touch it anyway, you know? You talk about really, it's just,
Yeah.
But like I said, it's all about my relationship, you know what I mean? And like I said, I didn't know that before, you know what I mean? The intimacy that the Holy Spirit deals with me, I'm talking about, man, he's just been, and I'm grateful, you know what I mean? Because I do have a relationship, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, and I ain't never felt that before, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, really, I do have a relationship with God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I do have a relationship today. You know, I couldn't say that a couple weeks ago. You know, because I wasn't feeling the presence. I'm talking about he was there, but I wasn't truly turning things over to, you know what I mean? You know, let him deal with my heart, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I'm always thinking I'm in control.
Yeah.
you know it says in Psalms, even though you protect me from walking through the valley of shadow of death.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's being sarcastic.
The question, I
No, it says-
question him
what it
about my
says.
faith or not. going to the Word. Then I turn my back on Him for times I need to push forth the most when I get in self-pity, like Naomi, when she tells the two women to go back home to their mothers because she has lost her son, questioning God, why did you do this to me? Rather than letting ourselves sink in deeper, into the fear and pain when we need to pour our hearts to God for the moment of our feet hits the floor, the ground up when the morning hits, to surrender it all throughout the day to Him. And until the moment we go back to sleep, we have to eat food to survive, right? Well, I know myself, I'm trying to make me read the Word, to hear the Word throughout the day. I have to, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes, 5 or 6 times a day, I have to talk to my higher power. I have to tell God that, when I do these devotions, I do it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to stay focused my mind, because my mind's so easy to get on something else.
Evil.
Yeah, and it's even I could say something and I didn't realize I said it, and I have to say, oh God, did I say sorry, and or for blowing things up, or I should never give up, or or the day like cussing, cussing music, you could turn into a radio station and hear it, and you'd be like, before they start cussing, you'd be into it, and then oh well, yeah. Then you have to change the station, because it's easy, or watching a movie, you get into it and then you see stuff that you didn't see in the movie that you should not be watching, but you just get drawn into it because you want to know what's going to happen at the end. So
yeah, it gets pretty hard sometimes. Like I say, here lately I've been clicking and clicking. Like I say, a lot of times I'm like, man, I don't even care what's on TV too much no more. Sometimes it's all terrible,
and I hate watching the news too. It's just so depressing. Okay, so let's read a little bit more. So the two women went on, and they came to Bethlehem. When they arrived to Bethlehem, the whole town stirred up at them. Did I read this? Yeah, I did. Sorry. I guess we started with 26. Huh?
It's about 21, 22.
I think you were in 21.
21? Okay. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me. So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied. Is that?
What is it?
22.
Accompanied
by Ruth and Moabite, her daughter-in-law, arrived in Bethlehem as the barley harvest was beginning. When I was, reading this, it made me realize so much that, I blame God for a lot of things throughout my whole life, and realized it wasn't, maybe those looking back on it now, that God was showing me to see, where I usually choose listen to the other voice instead of listening to Him, because it's so easier. It's hard to be good, and it's hard to, and it's hard to say the right things and do the right things, and you have to really stay in the Word, like y'all be saying you have to, because if you're not in the Word, you'd be so wrapped up in the world, in the flesh. It's unreal, and I try to trust in God and find love and peace and joy and have a relationship with the King of all kings and the Lord of all lords, with the one who loves me before I knew who I was. He knew who I was before I got here. So I say to me, this is why He saved me after time, because He wants, He sees me at my darkest hour, and telling me, child, get on the path I have planned for you, and stop worrying about what's worrying you. I'm trying to give you some peace. Let me handle it. Let me take care of it. So Lord knows I ask him probably 50 times a day when I get lost for that minute to stand firm and trust in him, and he speaks his scriptures back to him, which is taken some time for me to remember the change, the change of our names, our true name. But when she said she was bitter, that's how I was bitter for a lot of years, and I feel like I'm now just finding, some peace, and that's not always, sometimes I get drawn back out, then I have to remember it, this is probably, he's testing me again to see, what choice I'm making, and I have to stand strong, and, when sometimes it hits and I become bitter, I try, to keep surrendering to him, but it's hard, and he don't want me to keep picking it back up what I'm surrendering. I want God to remove any defects or of any characters in my life, to shine the light in the darkness areas, to be light to it, I just want to do right and live right and just feel his grace more each and every day. So I hope I did good.
Yeah.